Okay, in this section we are going to solve absolute value equation and then inequality problem. So solve equation with the absolute value and then inequality with the absolute value. So first of all, you have to understand that absolute value means distant from zero. So it's supposed to be always positive. So for example, let's say if absolute value of something is 5, then that means that something from 0 is 5 distant far. It could be to the right side, which is positive 5, or to the left side, which is negative 5. So there are two different situations. So the first situation, if you have given absolute value of something is equal to positive number, you have to divide that situation. You have to break it down into two different situations. One is positive and one is negative. So because there are two different situations where you can get this thing. Okay, let's look at one example. Let's say absolute value of x is 7. Then that means either x supposed to be positive 7 or x supposed to be negative 7, using this facts here. So absolute value of x equals 7 means you have to break it down as either 7 or negative 7. There are two different situations. So you go here and then you just write down the solution are positive 7 and then negative 7. Okay. Let's see this one. Let's say absolute value of x plus 3 is 12. So that is also positive number. So as you can see here, absolute value of x plus 3 equal 12. You have to break this equation into two parts. One is the absolute value part would be equal to positive 12, or it may be equal to the negative 12. You have two different scenario. So you need to solve both of them. So subtract 3 from here. That will give you x equal 9. And subtract 3 from here. That will give you x equal negative 15. So for two different values for x, this equation is true. So the answer are 9 and negative 15. So 9 comma negative 15. These are the two answers. What about other cases? Let's say, okay, let's say you have absolute value equal to 0. That means there is only one situation. Absolute value something is equal to 0 means absolute value of 0 means that thing from 0 is 0 distant apart. So that is only possible if it's 0 itself. Okay, so let's say if you have absolute value of x plus 3 equals 0, that means the meaning of this statement is x plus 3 supposed to be 0. So you subtract 3 and then you find the answer. Okay, if absolute value of something is less than 0, meaning the distance of something from 0 is negative, then that is the false statement, because that's not possible, so you don't have any solution. For example, let's say x plus 3 is negative 5, then it means this expression is supposed to be negative 5, which is not possible. So the answer is supposed to be no, that's not possible, because nothing, absolute value of nothing is negative. Either it's 0 or positive. Sometime you might have to solve like absolute value inequality problem. So whenever you see this situation, absolute value of something is less than a, then that's something supposed to be in between negative a to positive a. If it's greater than a, then that something is either less than negative a or greater than positive a. Okay, so these are the scenario we are going to use to solve inequality problem. For example, let's say this one, absolute value of x is less or equal to 2. Meaning of this is x supposed to be in between negative 2 to positive 2. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why is that. Okay, look at here. Absolute value of x is less than 2 means you want to find out something which is less than 2 distant from 0. So what are those things? It could be anything from here, it could be anything from here. That's the reason that x could be anything in between -2 to +2. So the answer would be in an interval notation. There are infinite numbers in between -2 to +2 which are less than 2 distant from 0. So the answer for this question is, the solution is in an interval notation. How do you write it? It's anything in between -2 to +2, and that's what they're asking us to write. Type your answer in an interval notation. Oh, okay, my bad. I did not include the boundary point. There is an equality sign, and here I was just solving less than sign. Whenever you see equality, that means the boundary points, they are also included. Okay, boundary points are also included. So instead of parentheses, you have to write bracket. Okay, now that's good. So what is the answer? How do you plot this interval notation here? It's this one, D. Okay, let's go to another problem. Let's say absolute value of x plus 8 is greater or equal to 7. Then absolute value of x plus 8 is greater or equal to 7. Let's go back here. Yes, that's a problem. Yeah. Now, if you go to the rule, if something, absolute value of something is greater than any value, then that something supposed to be less than negative of that value or greater than positive of that value. So that means there are two cases. X plus 8 should be lesser or equal to -7. That's the one case. And another case is x plus 8 is greater or equal to -7 or +7, sorry. So these are the two equations you need to solve. Subtract -8. So x is lesser or equal to -15. Subtract -8. X is greater or equal to -1. Anything greater than -1, greater or equal to -1, and lesser or equal to -15, any number from here and any number from here, they satisfy this inequality. So the answer is supposed to be, for this question, the answer is supposed to be interval notation. It's anything to the left of -15, including -15, and you have to use the union sign. Anything to the right of -1, including -1, that's supposed to be the part of the solution. Look, anything lesser or equal to -15 and greater or equal to -1. If you try to plot the graph supposed to be to the left and to the right, including those boundary points. Okay, that's all for this section.